So I was dealing with why Mendel chose garden pea for his experiment, that is Pisum sativum. In that you saw that garden pea is an annual plant and completes the life cycle within 3 to 4 months. Due to short lifespan, he could grow 3 generations in a year, and it is a small herbaceous plant that produces many seeds, and so he could grow thousands of pea plant in a small plot. So further you can see the other features of pea plant. It is naturally self-pollinating and was available in the form of many varieties with contrasting characters such as tall and dwarf plant, and there were no intermediate characters. It means that pea plant was either tall or dwarf plant, no intermediate range in between. Though flowers are naturally and self-pollinating, they are large enough for easy emasculation. Emasculation means removal of anther, and it is required for artificial cross and produce fertile offspring. Now you can see further that selection of characters. Before learning about Mendel's experiment, let us clear with genetic terms and symbol. So you must it will help you to understand the Mendelism in a better way if you understand these terms before. Like character, what do you mean by character? Character is a feature of the organism. Example, height of stem. So here character means it is a feature of organism, that is height of a stem. Trait, an inherited character and its delectable variant, that is tall or dwarf. Then factor, it is a unit of heredity, a particle present in the organism which is responsible for inheritance and expression of characters. Means there are some factors that is responsible for inheritance and expression of characters. Let us see what is gene. Gene, it is a particular segment, as I told you earlier. Gene is a particular segment of DNA which is responsible for inheritance and expression of characters. Means it is through genes that characters are transferred from parents to offspring. Now further you can see the term alleles or allelomorphs. So let us see what is this allele means. That two alternative form of gene are called alleles of each other. They occupy identical loci in homologous chromosomes. It means the alternative form of gene are called alleles, and they occupy the identical loci or position of homologous chromosome. What do you mean by dominant? It is an allele that expresses its trait even in the presence of alternative allele, in heterozygous condition. Suppose I write capital T and a small t, then capital T is dominant because the small t is recessive. In combination of both, the capital T, that is dominant characters, is always expressed even if the second alternative form of gene or allele is there. Now recessive, it is an allele which is not expressed. Means alleles that are expressed are dominant, and the alleles that is not expressed are called recessive. Right? It means alleles which is not expressed in the presence of alternative alleles, that is in heterozygous condition, it express in presence of identical alleles. When both are same, then only recessive alleles are expressed. Heterozygous condition, if I write capital T and a small t, then it becomes the heterozygous. Now phenotype, the external appearance of an individual for any trait is called phenotype for that trait. Phenotype is the external characters of an individual, and genotype, the other term is that is a genetic combination or genetic makeup. So you can see further here that genotype, just it is another term after phenotype. It is representation of the genetic constitution of an individual with respect to single character or set of character. That is, genetic makeup or genetic constitution is genotype, and the external features are represented by phenotype. Now let us learn homozygous, an individual possessing similar alleles for a particular trait is called homozygous or pure for that trait. Heterozygous, an individual possessing dissimilar alleles or for a particular trait is called heterozygous or hybrid for that trait. Homozygous and heterozygous, you should understand this term. As I told you, if I write capital T small t, then it is heterozygous. But if I write that it is capital T or small t, then it is a homozygous. Now the next term, pure line, you should understand. What is this pure line? Pure line, an individual or group of individuals that is homozygous or true breeding for one or more traits. Pure line is an individual or group of individuals that is homozygous or true breeding for one or more traits. Now hybrid. It is a heterozygous individual produced from any cross involving pure parent having one or more contrasting traits. That is, hybrid is an heterozygous individual produced from any cross involving pure parent having one or more contrasting characters. Monohybrid. It is a heterozygous for one trait and produced in a cross between two pure parents, differing in single pair of contrasting characters. Here you can see the example of monohybrid cross. If I write the capital T, if I cross it with capital T small t, then you can say in first generation that they break here the capital T and from this the small t, and both combine together, and this is a capital T small t. This is a combination of both. Now further you can see that F1 generation. What do you mean by F1? F stands for filial or offspring. That is, the progeny produced from a cross is called first filial or F1 generation. Right? If any progeny is produced from a cross, in the previous slide you saw the capital T is crossed with small t, then the product that is capital T small t is a progeny, that is after first filial offspring, that is F1 generation. Then F2 generation, the second generation produced by selfing of F1 generation offspring is called F2 generation, and this is the squared form. It is called Punnett square or checkerboard. It is a diagram used to show possibilities of combination in particular cross or breeding experiment. So Punnett square or checkerboard, in which you write the male gamete, female gamete, and they are then crossed with each other. Here you can say the phenotypic tall and to dwarf ratio is 3:1, and genotypic ratio is TT is to capital T small t is to small t. Here you can see 3:1, and it can be written in genotypic ratio as 1:2:1. You can say, you can count here, that is this TT, this capital T small t, capital T small t, this is 2 times. So I can write here 1:2:1. This capital T is 1 time, and this small t is 1. So the genotypic ratio, is 1:2:1, and here In phenotypic ratio, it is called 3:1.